I grew up in a Zion church. My mother was Zion, and she was a leader in Zion churches, but she was a witch doctor too.
Someone said that if you touch a Zionist, you touch the heart of Africa. The Amazigh are the heart of Africa. Amazigh is a Zulu word which means people of Zion. What they mean is that they go to a Zion church, just like someone would say, I go to a Baptist church or a Methodist church.
When we meet as maybe having a service Sunday morning or the whole night service, we were worshiping, beating drums, singing, praying, and sometimes you'll find me burning, slaughtering right there in a church, now worshiping other things during the service.
Time Life did a video series on the great religions of the world, and they chose the Zionists as one of those 10 great religions. And they were right, because the Zionists combine what they know about Jesus with their traditional belief in the ancestral spirits.
They believe those spirits, it's a spirit of their families or great-grandfathers who passed away. So they believe that, we have to go through the ancestors because now they are very close to God. If you don't listen what they ask from you, they might kill you. So people, they're scared to die.
The Amazigh are people who live in fear because of the oppression of the belief in the ancestral spirits. They're afraid of people bewitching them, going to the witch doctor, getting a potion and bewitching them. They're afraid of ancestors being upset with them.
My mother, she was doing this work, and they said, I'm the one who got that spirit. So there is something we call it a makobongo. I think they just make that spirit to be strong in your life. They have to cut the goat or slaughter a goat. They allow you to drink the blood. When they cut and the blood comes out, and you just go there with your mouth and drink that blood. So
all these people can trace their roots to the missionary endeavors of one church in Zion, Illinois.
The churches that are involved in supporting the Zion Evangelical Ministries of Africa are all Bible-believing evangelical churches. Sometimes we are asked that question because the Zion movement in Southern Africa is obviously a new religious movement and a syncretistic movement.
The first time I was telling my family that I'm saved, and I told them that now I won't continue with this because God don't want me to do this. Oh, my family got angry. They said, hey, the ancestors there will kill you, and they made me scared. But I said, it's okay. If I'm dying in the truth, I know that if I die now, I'll see the Lord. I did explain to them that now I'm a child of God, or is this God wants from me? He wants us to live this way if we believe in Him or if we trust Him. But I'll be here at home. I'll be here at my church. I'm not running away.
One of the distinctives of Zima and our ethos of ministry is we don't use extraction. Now, oftentimes when you're dealing with new religious movements or cult movements, the attempt is to extract them out of the movement and get them plugged into a Bible-believing evangelical church. The approach we've decided to take is to keep people in the Zion movement and teach them what the Bible has to say and let God change the movement itself. And we've seen testimony after testimony of God doing that very thing among the Zionists.
During that time, they started to use me and give me a position. I was doing something in my church, so they respected me. But when I was coming with this gospel and this teaching and this testimony I was sharing in the church, oh, that caused a trouble to the church. But God was with me. When the bishop's wife passed away, I am the first one who got a call from them. They let me know that a bishop's wife died. And I said, oh, God. And I went there for that funeral. And I was shocked when I get there for funeral service. I'm the one who was in the program to preach. And I did preach the gospel there.
We have what is considered to be one of the greatest opportunities in Christian missions today. We have an open door, that we have an effective ministry among a huge group of people. The Zionists number at least 12 million, perhaps as high as 18 million people. God has done a work such that they are wanting to be trained in the Bible. They have never studied the Bible before, whether formally in school or informally in Sunday school or sitting under the pastor's teaching. He never taught the Bible. And who are they looking to teach them the Bible? Well, it's Zima. Zima has a unique acceptance among the Amazioni because of their historical connection to Zion. History is important to the African people, and we come from within their history as one of them. And so they're looking to us to teach them. And when we teach the Bible at Zeb's, they accept it as the true teaching of Zion.
The Zeb's, it's a Zion Evangelical Bible School. We started that school for Zion churches. Zeb's is needed a lot because many people got lost. They love God, they love to follow in God, but they are not clear and they don't understand the ways of God. We started this school and we said we need the leaders, Zion leaders first. We have to teach them first because they are the one who got this influence to their members or to their churches.
It takes about $90 a year to train one Zion pastor at Zeb's. That pastor is indigenous. He's accepted by his congregation. They are already looking to him to teach them, and he takes what he learns at Zeb's and impacts many, many other people.
Most of the leaders now, they can bring you a testimony, so how things changed to their churches.
Phaya kuhlanjwa ndibone utshintsho. Naye njengomuntu obengekafundi uthe sobefundi lapha eZeb's ndabona kuchintshekile pha kuye kukuhle. Into endiyibone yanotshintsho pha kubabuhlanjwa eyokokuba njengokube besoloke mane sisebenzisa amalati. Ngoku nake ngokuna yena ngenxa yesisikolo afundileyo iZeb's ndiyifumene ngomfundisi uHlanjwa.
Kodwa ndathi ndakufika ke ngokwapha esikolweni ndixelela ukuthi xa uphakathi kwamakholwa funeka watshintshe wona uqobo uwakhulule abe sekudibaneni odwa bonisane ngendlela abonisene ngayo latshintsheka ibandla lapha esitishini ndathi ngelinye ilanga uYesu ndimamkele ndithethe ukuthi ke apha esikolweni impilo yami itshintshekile ndaziqonda ukuthi nam mandifunde isikolo ukuze ndithini iBhayibhile le ndiyazi ngokupheleleyo.
Ewe deske ndimbone uba uyavuthwa uYesu Kristu ndimvulele phaa kumaRoma chapter 3 siqale phaa kuverse 21 side sofika kuverse 29 ndimfundisa ngawo ngoku apho kuthethwa ngokuthi ubulungisa bungokholo kuKristu. Ndibe ndiphinde ndimvulele futhi kwincwadi kaTimothy isahluko sokuqala kuverse yesithathu apho uTimothy kubhalwe khona ngokuthi uThixo unqwenela ukuthi bonke abantu bangasindiswa bafikelele ekuyazini inyaniso mnye umlamli phakathi koThixo nomuntu uYesu Kristu. Ewe.
Here in our country, most of the people, they believe that Amazayoni, they can preach the really gospel. There may be other churches, those churches which you can think they are better than Amazayoni. But now God raised us in these days that we preaching, we making revivals, 10 crusade, preaching the really gospel, the full gospel of Christ in Zion churches.
I don't think I'd ever get an invitation to the Mormon Tabernacle in Salt Lake City to preach and open the Bible to them, but we do get invitations from the Zionists in Southern Africa because we are Zionists. Back in 2001, we had 2 Bible schools with a handful of pastors and church leaders. Today, we have more than 30 Bible schools with more than 1,000 pastors and church leaders, all coming from the Zion movement. And we've been wondering what God intends to do with this group of people. They're affecting thousands of churches, tens of thousands of people. And if the gospel is planted deeply in those churches and this huge group becomes Bible-believing, evangelical, Great Commission-minded Christians, can you imagine what would happen in Southern Africa?
The Amazayoni are woven throughout every aspect of Southern African society. Imagine for a minute what would happen if revival came to the Zion churches. We can imagine the positive impact this could have on governments, on education, on HIV/AIDS, on hope for the youth. We can imagine a transformed Africa because the Amazayoni are Africa.
Well, this opportunity is for now. We don't know how long this door is going to be open. Right now, we are accepted with open arms to come and teach the Bible. But for how long, we're not quite sure.
We are actively recruiting long-term Bible teachers. So if you are in Bible college or seminary or know someone with a heart for this kind of ministry, we need to connect. Zima career missionaries need your support too. Furthermore, large mission organizations like TEAM and SIM are loaning their missionaries to Zima, and they need the support of individuals and churches as well.
Certainly we're looking for missionaries from North America, but what we are becoming increasingly aware of is that God is calling people from Southern Africa. So we're partnering together, North Americans, Southern Africans, and this is a way that you can help by contributing to the International Fund of Zima.
It's obvious that we're involved in a spiritual battle here. Satan is using witchcraft and ancestor worship to hold people back. We need people to commit to consistent, long-term prayer for this ministry.
I had a tent crusade in my area, close to my home. My mother was alive at that time. So we had a tent crusade with other friends of mine, which are Christian. One day after a sermon, we made the altar call. I was amazed when I saw my mother stood up and accept Jesus.